Well, good evening, everyone. We are back again. Thank you for being patient last week. I was a little under the weather, but I'm back now, and I have a special guest this evening. Again, as we go on, whenever you have an opportunity to tune in, whether you're tuning in live or you're catching the replay, let us know your comments because we definitely will come and interact and share. And if you have questions along the way, just let us know. So tonight I have a very special guest. Her name is Rae Holloway Collins. Good evening, Rae.
Hi, Noni. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. Today we are going to be focusing on personal branding photo shoots. You all know I'm all about the photo shoot and all about putting your brand out there and controlling the narrative. So I have been working with Rae for the last year, but I just remembered, Rae, that you did our relaunch in 2016.
Oh my goodness, yes, I was just looking at those photos. I pulled them up a few months ago. Yes.
Yes. So I've known Rae for a long time and then reintroduced to her by her mentor, Shelly Fisher. So I'm so glad that we reconnected. I'm so happy that you are with us tonight. So why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, so I am a personal branding photographer. I've lived in Columbus all of my life, except for about 3 years that I took a position in Dayton, Ohio, for a staff photography position. Like I said, born and raised here. I went to Fort Hays and I went to CCAD where I got my BFA. I have a background in marketing where I was a marketing photographer for Premier Health in Dayton, Ohio. And now I'm back here in Columbus providing personal branding services for female entrepreneurs.
Love it. Love it. I am so glad that you answered the call and came back to CBUS so that you could help all of us just market and put ourselves out there the way that we should. So let's just go get into the questions. I know that this is a topic that can kind of make women entrepreneurs feel uneasy. I hear a lot of times that people just aren't comfortable being the face of their brand and then not comfortable and confident being in front of the camera. So talk to us about why these branding sessions are important and how they help to craft the person's brand story and business story.
So personal branding sessions are very important because it's your opportunity to be able to tell your story through a series of photographs. Like, people want to be able to do business with other people that they know, like, and love. And so the best way to do that is to get personal, to tell your story. And the way that you do that is you kind of share with your audience things about yourself, personal things. If you like to read, if you like to hang out with your family. So that's kind of what we do with the sessions. We incorporate personal things about you. More than just, what you do inside of your business, but who you are outside of your business as well.
And one thing that you really helped me think through, and we'll talk a little bit about this in a minute, props and like what things that really reflect who you are and how you tell that story. So now everyone is not comfortable in front of the camera. And I get that. And honestly, like 7 years ago, when I had my first branding shoot, you could see it. And I almost put up like a side by side. You could really see like I'm there, but I'm not really comfortable.
Yeah.
Fast forward 7 years later and really understanding, owning who you are in front of the camera. So what are some tips that you can give to help women really overcome that fear or, some of the obstacles that they put up in front of themselves that just don't let them present themselves as their best selves?
So the best advice that I could just give is just to be prepared. So the first thing is to make sure that your clothing fits. If your clothing doesn't fit right on the day of the shoot, you're not going to be comfortable. If you're going to wear makeup, which I strongly suggest that you do wear makeup on your session, make sure that you test your makeup artist out before you actually do your session so that you like your makeup on the day of. And then typically when I go through a shoot, I make sure that I bring music to the session to make sure that the client is very comfortable. And the last and final thing that I do is I like to share the photos on the back of my camera. Sometimes I think I overshare a little bit too much, but by sharing the photos, it lets us know that we're on the right direction. Like, I had a session with Dr. Carter a couple weeks ago, and she mentioned that her jacket was a little crooked or it wasn't kind of laying correctly. So we were able to kind of make some changes to her outfit so that she's more comfortable and gets the pictures that she needs and she likes. Yeah.
Those are very good tips. And I'll be honest, I never really, because, I'm comfortable wearing clothes and I bring a lot of things with me. The last session that we did is the first time that I actually put on the outfits.
Yes.
I never usually do that because I'm like, oh, I know what. And then I made a wardrobe change at the end and I'm like, oh, this works better. So that's a good tip. Good tip. So walk us through what is a personal branding session and how is it different from just, okay, we're going out to the park and take photos.
So a personal branding session, what I like to say is it's more than just a headshot. It's an opportunity for a creative entrepreneur to be able to tell their story through a series of photographs. So a headshot, it's just usually from here on up, from the chest on up. But with personal branding sessions, we're taking into consideration, I like to break it down into several pieces, into headshots, lifestyle photos, your workspace, your tools of the trade. So that's what makes it so personal, or the different elements. Your business isn't like anybody else's business. You're bringing something personal to it, and that's what you're sharing with your audience.
That's a very good point, because these are the images that you are going to use to market yourself, whether it's on your website. And then when people ask you to speak, like things like this, virtual, in person, I don't want to see a selfie. Like that is not helping us that is not positioning you in the best possible light. So I think they're very, very necessary. I'm a huge advocate of it. So let's talk about finding the right photographer, because every photographer does not do, it's not a one size fits all. You have to find the photographer that is bringing a product that you want and that you love, but also that you could work with, right? Because everything doesn't, every relationship doesn't just work. So can you give us some tips on how to find the best photographer, and then also how, to find the looks, like the poses and things? Like, what do you recommend on that?
So let's touch on the poses first. One piece that I really like a lot is I like to kind of direct my clients to Pinterest. Pinterest is filled with so many wonderful ideas for your branding session, down to the props, to the poses, to the outfits, to all that. And when it comes to finding a photographer, I just want to mention just making sure that you do your research. What packages does the photographer offer? Do your personalities kind of fit? What's the style of that photographer? Not every photographer has the same style. I like to say that my style of photography is editorial. I have trained for this. I go for a more so like high-end editorial look. Like I said, I come from the marketing world. Everything had to be crisp and clean, and that's kind of what I want my clients to have, is those crisp, clean, magazine quality images. So yes, when looking for a photographer, just make sure that it's somebody that you can communicate with and feel very comfortable with.
So when you talk to us about the packages, because I love the option of, and you have me totally addicted to doing these photo shoots. So I really like some of the new packages you have out for women who are like myself, who want, sets of photos or images over the year. So can you tell us what you have that would be a good fit for women entrepreneurs who are looking to have more photos?
So as I like to say, I've coined the term "content is queen." That's my new slogan now. Content is queen. Yes. And as you know, we live in a world where we constantly have to have images for our marketing, for our website, social media, and all that. And it's just so nice to have a bank of images for that. So yes, you asked about my packages. So I offer 3 packages. I have 3 sessions. The first session is just one, and then I also have a second package where you can work with me 2 times a year, and then my third and final package is a quarterly session where you can work with me 4 times a year. So you're constantly having fresh content for all of your needs.
Perfect. And so you also have some mini sessions coming up. Can you talk to us about that?
Oh, my face probably lit up when you said that. I've been working so hard on my mini sessions. So yes, I'm offering mini sessions for creative entrepreneurs on April 24th. It's a Saturday. I have 8 slots available, and it's just basically an opportunity for people to come in and we're all busy, yes. So if we can kind of check this thing off, getting our headshot and some lifestyle photos within a 20-minute session, hey, I know you guys are probably all here for it. So I can't wait. So that's what I'm offering.
So now, Ray, you mentioned this a couple of times. For people who don't know what lifestyle photos are, can you tell us what those are?
Yeah. So lifestyle excuse me, are basically just images that are a little bit more personal. It's more than just a headshot. It's like a photo of you kind of talking on the cell phone. Maybe you have you're writing in a notebook, or you have your laptop on your lap. Lifestyle photos are ways to kind of introduce those props.
I love it. Yeah, because I never really use that term, but I've seen the images, but I was like, okay, you keep mentioning that, and I wanted to make sure that if people didn't know that they understood. Okay, so I do have a question for you. I know that I didn't send it to you, but I know that this will be okay with you. When we first started, you got this. When we first started talking again last year, and we talked a lot about women and feelings of insecurity, and I shared with you, that typically I do a group photo shoot.
Yeah.
Of course, last year was the first year that we didn't do it because of you know what.
Yeah.
And I shared with you that I never really knew how overwhelming that having a photo shoot can be for women. And I know that on your website you talk about really just helping to empower women and to see that beauty. Why is that important to you? And how do you help women feel that way when they are with you?
Well, Noni, I started my company about 6 years ago, and I was really thinking about, what is my mission? And my whole tagline is empowering women to see their true beauty. And I think that for so many years, or just in general, women just don't see themselves in a beautiful light. And, I've been given this amazing gift, and I've chosen to use my gift to uplift women so that they can see themselves in a positive way. That includes little women, little girls and women. And, like I said, I don't know if you know this, but I was a club photographer for about 5 years. Yes, I was in the club. And people would always say, like, oh, I'm ugly, I'm fat, I'm this, I'm that. And they would just have such low self-esteem. And then, years later, working in the corporate world, I would hear women say the same thing. So it's like, wait a minute, there's this disconnect. So I've chosen to use my gifts to be able to uplift women in a positive way. And hopefully I can do that.
I love it. We have a good time every time we're together in our sessions. And when I saw that, that really connected with me, because it really is helping women see their brilliance, as you say in some of your messaging. And just, a lot of times women, and I love how I love looking at the camera after you take the photo.
Yeah.
So you don't overshare quickly. I love that.
Good.
But a lot of times you reflect back to women like, this is you. This is how beautiful you are. This is, how confident and brilliant you are. So thank you for all the work that you're doing to help uplift and empower women. And so you want to share just where we can find you, all your social media handles, and then we'll wrap up.
I have one more thing to add. I just wanted to say that it's just an opportunity for you to share your story and to kind of your own narrative. For so many years, we've kind of, as women, we've kind of been pushed to the side. This is our time to shine now. So,
absolutely.
Yeah. So pull from that. Yes.
I love it.
Yeah. So you can find me. My website is purplestarphotography.com. If you're interested in a mini session, you can reach out to me at hello@purplestarphotography.com. My Instagram handle is purplestarphoto, and you can also find me on Facebook under the same handle.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Miss Ray. It's a pleasure always. You have such a calming, spirit and energy every time I'm around you.
Well,
so I want all of you to really consider, doing a branded photo shoot. If you are serious about building a solid business and marketing presence, branded photo shoots are a must. You have to have a professional headshot. It's a must. Like at this point, if you're in business and you do not have, and my dog is trying to get in. I mean, I love it. If you're in business and you don't have that, it's an investment. It's a write-off. Make the investment and find a photographer, whether it's Ray or someone else, find a photographer that works with you and that can give you high quality images that you can use to promote your brand. So thank you, Miss Ray. I will make sure that I drop all of the links in there for people to connect with you. And everyone, I appreciate your time. And if you have questions along the way, if you're watching the replay, drop them in there and we will make sure that we connect with you. Okay? Have a wonderful evening, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.